Hi, I'm Ken Reid, and this is Hockey Card History. History, as in you can learn a lot from hockey cards. This week, we are looking at underappreciated 50-goal scorers. We all know the big names, guys who scored 50-plus back in the day. Gretzky.
Chance for Gretzky. He's moving in. He scores! 50 goals in 39 games.
Hull, Lemieux.
Look at Lemieux! Oh my heavens! What a goal! What a move! Lemieux! Oh baby!
Bossy.
Bossy shoots. He scores! Mike Bossy has his 50th goal!
But how about some underappreciated 50-goal scorers on some fantastic hockey cards? First up, 1983, 84 Opg Card Number 310. A great trivia question. Who's the first player to score 50 goals in St. Louis Blues history? They've had a lot of great snipers. The first to snipe 50, this man, Wayne Babbage, in 1980-81. I absolutely love this card of Wayne. Basically entirely because of the bucket he had on. But this is a man who could score goals back in the day. Clicked on a line with Bernie Federico in 80-81. Wayne Babbage, get these numbers: 54 goals, 42 assists, 96 points in 78 games. And yes, if you're wondering, Wayne is the brother of Dave Babbage. And I have to note on the back of this card, another reason I love Wayne Babbage. Are you ready? Wayne is a big baseball fan. He had an offer to play professionally with the Montreal Expos. Who wouldn't love a potential Montreal Expo? Next up, number 9 on our underappreciated 50-goal scorers. This guy was involved in the biggest trade in NHL history. This is his 88-89 mini, and I have to say, if you're going to trade Gretzky, you better get something in return. And the first year after the deal, wow, the Edmonton Oilers, they got 55 goals from Jimmy Carson. Look at that card. I love this mini set. Not a ton of cards in the set, but they had that nice little glare on it, as you can see on the light. That was slick stuff for back in the day. Jimmy Carson, he could put the puck in the net, complete and total sniper. Speaking of snipers, my favorite sniper from back in the day.
Here's Reid shooting. He scores! There he goes. Reid, goal number 50 of the season.
Richer, son tir, le but! Stéphane Richer, son 50e.
I was a huge Montreal Canadiens fan. This guy had 2 50-goal seasons for the Habs. He'd get 50, then he'd go down, then he'd get 50, then he'd go down. This is an underappreciated set. This is an absolutely beautiful set. 91, 92, top Stadium Club, Stéphane Richer. So Stadium Club, that was one of those cards like Score Pinnacle that had to up their game after Upper Deck came on the market. Richer, I love the way he shot the puck. A lot of his slap shots, it's almost like he let them rip off his back foot. Complete and total sniper, 2-time 50-goal scorer for the Montreal Canadiens. Number 7 on the list. We're going way back. We're going back to 71, 72 tops. This guy, once upon a time, Calder Trophy winner as NHL Rookie of the Year, and to this day, he remains the highest scoring New Brunswick-born player in National Hockey League history. Danny Grant, man, he could put the puck in the net, passed away last October after a fight with cancer, went on to coach with the University of New Brunswick with the Halifax Mooseheads. Danny Grant, he has a special place in the heart of a lot of New Brunswick hockey fans, a lot of maritime hockey fans. Danny Grant, 50 back in the day, 50 plus in 74, 75 for the Detroit Red Wings. That's his early Minnesota card. Okay, next up, number 6.
Now Secord to the line, shooting. He scores! Secord!
When you think power forward, this guy was one of the original power forwards. How impressive was he? So impressive that Colby Armstrong's father, Wayne, who was a power forward in the senior ranks back in his day, ranks this guy as one of his favorite all-time players. We're talking about Al Secord. Al Secord went from the Bruins to the Chicago Blackhawks, and Al Secord crushed opponents. Now, listen to these stats from his 50-goal year. He scored 50 in 82-83. It's got to be pretty sweet playing with Denny Savard. 80 games, 54 goals, 32 assists, 180 points. The previous season, 44 goals, 303 PIMs. Great trivia question. Who's the only guy in NHL history with 40-plus goals and 300-plus PIMs in one season? It's Al Secord. And if you're ever flying down in the USA and the pilot comes on, he says, sit back, enjoy the flight, relax. It's Al Secord. who is now a commercial airline pilot for American Airlines. How's that for hockey card history? Number 5, one of the slickest players in National Hockey League history. They called him Nifty.
Here's Middleton around the net, jamming up. He scores! Middleton!
Rick Middleton scored 51 goals in 1981-82, and I'm going to go with this 80-81 Opg. Why am I going with this 80-81 Opg? Look at his feet. He's wearing those massive microns. For a lot of younger viewers out there, you may not realize that a lot of us played with giant plastic boots back in around 1980, 81, maybe even 79. Larry Robinson wore them. I had a pair of Orbits. They were solid. Jack Valaquette wore a pair. Rick Middleton wore a pair as well. And man, he was absolute magic to watch. 988 career NHL points. You could easily make a case for Rick Middleton going in for the Hockey Hall of Fame. Number 4, from Lindsay, Ontario, Canada, a man who scored a ton of goals for the Philadelphia Flyers, for the Broad Street Bullies, a team that knocked guys on their keisters, but they needed somebody to put the puck in the net. A lot of the time it went to this guy, Rick Mcleish. This is a lovely, lovely 78-79 Opg Mcleish. 50 goals back in 72, 73 for the Flyers. This guy was consistent. Just listen to the goal totals on the back of this card. 50, 32, 38, 22, 49, and then 31. I kind of cleared my throat at 22, so I hope you wouldn't notice it. That's a great card of Rick Mcleish. Underappreciated 50-goal men. Number 3. This is such a beautiful uniform. This guy, wow. He had 50-plus with the Pittsburgh Penguins. He had 50 with the Montreal Canadiens. He's a 2-time Stanley Cup champion. Look at that uniform on Pierre Larouche on his 77-78 Opg. Like a lot of guys back in the day, didn't tape his stick. Curious as to why he didn't. I'd like to find that out. If you watch Pittsburgh Penguins games now and you look up in the suite and you see Mario Lemieux up there, a lot of time Pierre Larouche is right by his side. He's one of Lemieux's good buddies. And just a complete and total sniper. Pierre Larouche, if you go back in time, one year in the queue, he had just a crazy season where he exploded for 200-plus points, and that record stood until it was broken by Mario Lemieux. Underappreciated 50 goal scorers. I love this card. It's a 71-72 of Mickey Redmond. He's going from the Habs to Detroit. So he's got the little Detroit logo down there. Opg, they didn't even go with the airbrush. So Redmond, after that trade to Detroit, goes on to have back-to-back 50-goal seasons. Just explodes. Man, Mickey Redmond's lighting it up for the Detroit Red Wings. But then, boom, a back injury hits him. And after back-to-back 50-plus goal seasons, he only ends up playing another 66 games in his NHL career. So a lot of us, when we talk about 50 goal scorers, we don't talk about Mickey Redmond. And when it comes to Mickey Redmond, you have to wonder how many more 50-goal seasons could he have had, because he's just starting to snipe as hockey's really starting to open up in the 70s. So 50 goals plus 2 years in a row for Mickey Redmond. Nowadays, a great broadcaster on Detroit Red Wings broadcast. Okay, best hockey card when it comes to underappreciated 50 goal scorers. This guy didn't only score 50. He didn't only score 60. He scored 70.
In front of Nicholls, he scores! Nicholls shoots, he scores! His 70th goal of the year, an empty net goal, a short-handed goal. Bernie Nicholls, 300th of his career.
It's the 91-92 upper deck of Bernie Nicholls. Now you're looking at this card, you're saying, okay, what makes it so special? Flip it around, baby. That is absolutely awesome. Bernie Nicholls exploded for 50 goals during Wayne Gretzky's first season with the LA Kings in 88-89. Right along with the hockey card boom, this 91-92 upper deck, for some reason, he's in a suit on the back of the card with great 90s hair, I have to add. Let's just zoom in on that haircut. That is great 90s hair on Bernie Nicholls. 70 goals in a single season for Bernie Nicholls. Remember that name. Another guy, 1,200-plus points, who maybe should be in the Hockey Hall of Fame. Those are some underappreciated 50-goal scorers. Hey, if you liked that video, make sure to hit the subscribe button and subscribe to Sportsnet's YouTube channel. What I like to do is, well, look at all the videos and wonder what's in the background. For example, did you know Colby Armstrong is in the background of this shot? It's true. Subscribe right now.